Imagine, if you will, a string of pearls scattered upon a vast blue canvas. This is Cabo Verde, a group of 10 volcanic islands and several smaller islands. It lies suspended in the Atlantic Ocean. Its position is about 570 kilometers, or about 350 miles, off the westernmost tip of the African continent. This nation is a world to itself, a collection of unique places born from the sea. Its closest neighbors on land are Senegal, the Gambia, Mauritania. Yet the vast ocean gives Cabo Verde a deep feeling of being alone and special. It is a place where the rhythms of the sea tell you how fast to live, a nation shaped by its connection with the water around it. This special spot has made Cabo Verde a stopping point for hundreds of years. It sits along big sea lanes that connect Europe, Africa, and the Americas. For birds that fly far, whales and turtles, these islands are a very important stopping place on their huge trips across the Atlantic. For old sailors, they were a key port to get new supplies, a safe place after many weeks at sea. The land of Cabo Verde tells a dramatic story, angry volcanoes slow wearing away. These islands were born from powerful eruptions deep under the ocean, pushing hot rock above the waves. You can see this volcanic birth most clearly on the island of Fogo, Pico do Fogo, an active volcano that is also the country's highest point. Its dark cone, a constant reminder. The land across the islands is incredibly different. Rough, tall mountains on Santo Antão, deep green valleys on Santo Antão, wide, flat desert like Sal and wide, flat desert like Boa Vista. Being an island nation completely surrounded by the Atlantic gives Cabo Verde a view that is truly special. The islands themselves are split into two different groups, a geographic split that has made different things happen on each. To the north are the Barlavento, or Windward Islands, Santo Antão, São Vicente, Santa Luzia, São Nicolau, Sal, Boa Vista. To the south are the Sotavento, or Leeward Islands, which are more protected, Maio, Santiago, Fogo, Brava. The weather is gentle, a tropical paradise without heavy wet air, mild and dry most of the year. Average temperatures between 20 and 29 degrees Celsius. No rivers flow all the time on most islands. Water is very precious. Not having much water has shaped how people farm and live every day. The heart of Cabo Verde is its people. The population is mostly Creole or Crioulo, a word that tells of a rich history of mixing. The islands were empty when Portuguese explorers arrived in the 1500s. Over time, a new society grew from the mixing of Portuguese rulers and enslaved Africans brought to work on the farms. The official language is Portuguese, used in government and schools, but the real language of the people, the one spoken in homes and on the streets, is Cabo Verdean Creole, Crioulo. Religion is very important in the lives of most Cabo Verdeans. Most of the people are Roman Catholic, a leftover from Portuguese rule. However, this faith is often mixed with old African beliefs and customs, making a special spiritual blend. Celebrations for patron saints called festas are full of parades, music, food, and dancing. Perhaps the most famous cultural thing Cabo Verde has given the world is its music. The islands are full of rhythm. The most famous type is morna, a soulful, sad kind of music often compared to the blues. It talks about saudade, a deep, hard-to-explain feeling of longing, missing the past, wanting to go home, a feeling deeply felt by a nation with a long history of people moving away. In contrast to the sad morna is coladera, a more happy, danceable rhythm that fills the local clubs and parties. The idea of morabeza is central to how people live in Cabo Verde. Family is the most important part of society, with strong connections reaching a wide group of relatives. Storytelling is a loved tradition, a way of passing down history and wisdom from one generation to the next. The written history of Cabo Verde begins in the 1500s, a time of great European exploration. Portuguese sailors and Genoese navigators working for the Portuguese king found these empty islands around 1456. Portugal quickly claimed them and set up the first European town at Ribeira Grande, now called Cidade Velha, in 1462. Its main and most sad purpose was to be a center for the transatlantic slave trade, a dark period that would forever shape the islands. This history is carved into the land, especially in Cidade Velha, where ruins of forts and a colonial church still stand as quiet witnesses. The islands also suffered from frequent pirate attacks and terrible dry spells, which led to times of hunger and many people moving away. This cycle of hardship created a strong spirit in the people, a will to survive against huge problems, and a deep desire to control their own future. The call for freedom grew louder. The movement was led by the African Party for the Independence of Guinea and Cape Verde, the PIGC, a shared effort with Portuguese Guinea. A key person in this fight was Amilcar Cabral, a smart and revolutionary leader who became a hero of African freedom. After the Carnation Revolution in Portugal in 1974, Cabo Verde was finally able to get its independence peacefully. On July 5, 1975, Cabo Verde became a free nation. At first it was run by one party with close ties to Guinea-Bissau. However, the relationship got bad, and by 1980 the two nations went their separate ways. In the early 1990s, it peacefully changed to a government with many parties, holding its first free and fair elections in 1991. Today, Cabo Verde stands as a great example of political stability and democratic rule in Africa. It is a republic with a president, a strong multi-party system with peaceful transfers of power. This stability draws foreign investment and tourism. The government is dedicated to protecting human rights, upholding the law, and supporting a free press. Political maturity is a source of national pride. The economy has shifted dramatically. Historically, it relied on farming and remittances from the diaspora. Now the focus is services. Tourism is the main engine of growth. Beaches of Sal, Boa Vista, plus reliable sunshine and unique culture bring hundreds of thousands of visitors. The government promotes nature tourism and cultural tourism on greener islands like Santo Antão and volcanic Fogo. That helps spread benefits across islands. Looking ahead, Cabo Verde aims to be sustainable and move to renewable energy. With abundant sunshine and strong winds, it can lead in green power. The government targets 100% electricity from renewables. That commitment tackles climate risk for island nations and reduces dependence on costly imported fuels. From volcanic rock to a vibrant, forward-looking nation, Cabo Verde's story is striking. An inspiring small nation with a big, bright future on the world stage. If you like this video, please subscribe, like, and share, and click the playlist above to watch more videos. Thanks for watching.